Let me turn y'all around. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. I was about to mess up the day. Happy Tuesday. Let me rephrase that. Happy Redefining Tuesday. How is everyone doing? I pray that your Tuesday is well in the Lord and that you are having a full productive day. I do not like to just say busy. I like to say productive. So I pray that you're having an awesome productive day. So how are you doing? How are you doing, Kevin? Thank you for joining. I see that you're hopping on. Please do like, tag, and share. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. How are you doing? It is an awesome Tuesday. It has been a full yet productive Tuesday, so I cannot complain. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. How has your Tuesday been? I am certainly grateful because it has been, again, an awesome yet productive and full Tuesday. So come on and hop on in as we begin to dialogue for a moment. And I'm looking forward to it. And as I see who all is hopping on in here, you all know I hate when Facebook does this thing and I cannot see who all is hopping on here. Y'all, again, that's part of that controlling spirit. The Lord is yet working on me with that. So just pray my strength. As you come on in, please like, tag, and share. Please like, tag, and share. And also, I want to say, if you have a ministry, a business, please do. If you have, hello, Carl, how are you? Hello, Uriel, how are you? Great afternoon to you as well. If you have a business or a ministry organization, hello, Kalila, how are you, sis? Love you. Please put your website, your information on here so that we can support one another, because that's what it's really all about, is us supporting one another, especially during these times. We need to make sure that we're supporting one another. So hello, Elise. How are you doing, boo? Love you. So I wanted to hop on here with you for a moment while I had a moment. Hello, Thomas. How are you? Thank you for joining. Leonard, how are you doing, brother? Thank you for joining. Again, please do like, tag, and share this. And again, if you have a business, Elise, if you have a page you want to share, Elise is in the fashion industry and she is awesome at it. Please do share that so the people know what it is that you do. We have some awesome things taken off with Redefined, and I'm excited about it. But I wanted to get on here because I was speaking with a client today, and you all know when I talk to my people, we always just kind of expand, if you will, what we're talking about. Hello, Chandretta, how are you doing? I love you. The guru of it all, the guru of finances. In fact, I need to talk to you. I thought about you this morning because I need some of your services that I'm ready for. But I was talking to a client today, and again, as you know, again, when I talk to my clients, my goal is to redefine their life. So after I do, hello, Sherrick, how are you doing? Love you. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Good to see you. It's been a long time. So I was talking to a client today, and as I talk to my clients, like I refer clients out. Like after I do my part, I'm not one of those people that just try to hone in my clients. Thank you for sharing your information, Elise. Chandretta, I want you to share your information on this post because I want us, as you, Chandretta already does it, but I want people to know who we are so that we can make those powerful connections. But after I do my part, right, as a therapist, I take people to the dimension that I can take them, and then I may say, okay, now I've taken you where I can take you. Okay, now you need to see, for example, Chandretta for your credit. You need to see her now to talk to her about your credit. So here's her information. Because you cannot move to the next dimension until you handle this regarding your credit. Hello, Marquel. How are you? Thank you for joining. Because I am a firm believer that you cannot have an effective, progressive ministry, organization, business, if your personal life is chaotic. Because whatever your personal characteristics are, it will transfer into your business. And so it will not be productive and effective. You can have it, but it will not be productive and effective because your personal life is in order. Just like I tell people, you can tithe and you can pray and ask God to rain down $1 million into your life. But if you cannot balance effectively $100, then God is not going to rain down wealth in your life because you lack discipline. And a lot of times it's not even what we make, it's the discipline that we utilize with what we make, right? And so my clients, and you all hear me say all the time, I will tell clients, I am not the therapist for everybody. And I'm okay with that because I would rather you be healed than I take your money and not be able to assist you. Because some people cannot handle an in-your-face therapist with love. Because I'm not one to just get in your face and not express a love to you. Thank you, Chandretta. The bomb creditors. Y'all need to see the doctor of finance. So I'm not one to get in your face to assist you in redefining your life because God didn't give me redefine. What does redefine mean? It means to assist you in transforming your life. Hello, Anthony. How are you doing? That's why when people have talked about me, like when I have friends that said, Jesse, you are the bomb at what you do. No one can do what you do like you do. Why are you offering a sliding scale? Because I started offering a sliding scale because there were some low income people that could not afford my services. Hello, Zakia. How are you doing? Love you. And so I started offering a sliding scale for a certain income bracket of people. And I said, because I want to be able to assist everyone, especially people in our community, because it's all about the mindset. Hello, Dwight. Thank you for joining, sir. And so I have friends that were like, Jesse, you are crazy. Do you know what you can be doing? No, I'm not completely crazy. Oh, yes, because I'm not offering the sliding scale just to everybody without proof. I ain't no dummy. But I want to help everyone in our community because we have to improve the dysfunctional, not only the dysfunctional families within our community, but the dysfunctional mindsets within our community. And that's not going to happen by us just continuing to transfer that dysfunction into our youth, because that is what's happening. We have a few percentage getting wealthy within our community and us not sharing that mindset with the rest. But you have to be receptive in order to receive that. How can I receive change into my life? And I said this before. I have to recognize what is my identity. And I use this example, and some of you may not like it because everybody can't handle this kind of teaching, but I really do not care because I told you all I am anointed to whoop ass. Hallelujah. But I use this example to one of my clients. We know in the church arena, there are a lot of people that are on the down low. A lot of people that are on the down low in the church arena. They sneaky, whether it's homosexuality, whether it's adultery, whether it's thievery, no matter what it is, right? But they will air other people's dirty laundry. And people in church just get all chaotic when they find out someone that they were holding to a high esteem. Hello, Anderson. Thank you for joining. Someone they were holding to a high esteem, they find out they fail, and now you just get all confused. And so, not only did you give up on the church, you gave up on God. Why is that? The reason that is because your identity was never in God in the first place. Your identity was locked up in that person. But if you had a real relationship and identification in God, you would have never got completely lost within the scandal of the person that failed. Yes, you would have been disappointed. Yes, you might have been hurt, but you would not have gotten lost and gotten in a complete foggy place in the scandal, because your relationship was in God in the first place. Hello, Ford Brothers. Thank you for joining. And so you would have never gotten lost in the first place. So when you see people that in the church that decide, oh, I got to leave because so-and-so failed, whatever, they never knew their true identity. Their identity was locked up in a leader. And so we have to make sure that before people try to find peace and try to find healing, that they know their identity. And a lot of people in our community do not know their identity. And yesterday I said on the radio interview that I was on is that we have a lot of youth organizations. We have our communities are saturated with youth organizations where we are trying to empower our youth. We're trying to teach our youth. We're educating our youth, but then we send them back into the lion's den because we're not educating the mothers and the fathers and the guardians, the aunts and the uncles. And they are continuing to transfer those spirits into the children. So it's like we're filling empty cups. And so what is happening is it is like we're trying to teach the children and the children are trying to teach the parents, but the parents are not wanting to learn because they feel like they're an old dog, so they cannot learn new tricks, and they have become complacent in what they have established as their norm, and their dysfunction has become their norm, and it has become so normal to them is they don't realize that it's a dysfunction. So how do we heal our community and allow our community to see that this is a dysfunction? The way we begin to do that is we begin to do that by identification. That is how we begin to do that. Hello, David. Thank you for joining. At least we know that. Hello, Aaron. Thank you for joining. We begin to do that by identification. It's great we have these youth movements, but now we need movements for the family units, for the fathers and the mothers, not just for GEDs and not just to learning how to do their finances, but for character classes. How do I build my character? And not in the sense to where I'm presenting to you that you're broken. I'm presenting to you that you're just completely distracted, but I'm coming to you from the angle that this is a partnership. And in this partnership, I'm wanting to help pull out of you the greatness that's been smothered. And that is the angle that we have to come if we want to help these people. Hello, Elder Jamar. Thank you for joining. Because so many times we can approach people, and even in the church, and this is why people have left the church and will not return to the church. Hello, D. Thank you for joining. And this is why I do not like religious people. And I have been raised in church all my life. There's nothing you can tell me about the church. Absolutely nothing. Nothing to tell me about the church. I've seen it all. I've experienced it all. I trust me. And I am in church now, whole leadership. And there is a difference between religious people and spiritual kingdom-minded people. There is a difference. Hello, Adrian. Thank you for joining. And so when you have religious people, they get in high. Hello, Fremont. Thank you for joining, cousin. Love you. Hello, Core. Thank you for joining. Religious people, they get in high. They get an uplifting off of smashing broken people. They get that high off of smashing broken people. But spiritual people come from an angle of partnership. That even if you are broken, it's okay, because I too once was broken, but I want to partner with you to help you realize the greatness that's within you. And I too realize that there may be another area that I too might be broken in now. And so even with me partnering with you, while I'm helping you, there may be areas in me that I'm getting free from. Because when you have religious people and you have them, whether they're at the altar, whether you make the call, they make the call to the people that just joined the church, or they see the folks in the grocery store and they're snubbing up their nose. There are people, hello Christopher, thank you for joining. There are people that get this high because they do not have validation at home. So when they get these positions in the church, they receive this validation, this power, this uplifting. And so they begin, hello Tyrone, thank you for joining. So they begin to receive this high, this validation in church, and they begin to kill and destroy. And so now what we have done is we have now killed a person that has already been dysfunctional, and we are not helping, aiding our community. Hello Lawrence, thank you for joining. And so if we want to rebuild our community, our family units, we have to come from an angle as in I am partnering with you. Because these are people that have lost their peace. These are people that have lost their hope. These are people that are saying, I don't know where to start. Why? Because I didn't get it from mom. I didn't get it from dad. And you know, when people hear my story, thank you, Core, thank you. When people hear, you know, I didn't have my father. My father died when I was young. My mom, my biological mom, was on drugs. I moved in with my grandparents in middle school. So I didn't have that leadership that I would have loved to have from my mom. And literally there was something in me that just knew that I wanted something better. And I made mistakes. I did some shit that just was just like, you know what, Jesse, what? No, what was that for? What in the hell? What was that for? You know, because we all had those. I tell my daughters those dumb moments. We all have those blonde moments where we mess up. But when you know you have purpose in you, when you mess up, you just get up and create another plan to keep moving, and you use that moment as a learning curve to say, you know what, it was a detour, but just because I have a detour doesn't mean I can't get to my destination. And that's why in Redefine, I have the detour theory, because I teach people in the detour theory that just because you went down some other routes, right? Because when we were in school, whether you were in elementary, middle school, high school, you know, sometimes we had our life mapped out. When I graduate, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this. I'm going to marry this kind of person. I'm going to have this amount of children. And bam, life hit us, and we was like, damn. What happened? And then we get in our 30s, and then, or we 40, or hell, like me, 41, and we're still maneuvering through the detour, but we don't allow the detour to stop us. We see the detour as what it is. What is the detour? A detour is a deviated route. It's just another route The detour is another route to my destination. I'm not familiar with the detour, but it's okay. I'm still going to find my way. Hello, Jeffrey. Thank you for joining. Hello, Rakishia. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you for joining. I use the detour for what it is. The detour is simply a deviated route. And so I may not be familiar with the detour, but I'm going to utilize it for what it is. It's a detour. I'm not going to stop on the detour and wait and say, oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? Where am I going to do it? Even if my navigation system don't work, I'm going to drive down this detour and I'm still going to get to my route. And if I got to drop some people along the way, it may hurt, I may cry, I may cuss, but I have to be honest with myself. I have to be honest with God. I have to be honest with people that's in the vehicle with me on the detoured route, because there may be some changes I may need to make within myself, changes within the relationships that I have, and say, you know what, on this detour route, I got some revelation. I have received some epiphanies, but I know that I'm not going to quit. And even in the epiphanies, I may have had to cry, but I did not stop, and I've gained peace in the detour route. In order for us to be better, to gain better. Hello, Sean, how are you? In order for me to be sane, to maintain sanity. Hello, Stacy, how are you? Thank you for joining. I have to understand in the peaceful process, one, in the detoured route during this peaceful process, one, I got to stop and breathe. Hello, Doug, best friend, love you. Thank you for joining. One, I got to stop and breathe on this peaceful process while I'm on this detour journey. Two, I'm going to have to make some statements to myself. I got to just say, I got to be honest and say, this is how I feel. This is my feeling. And it may not be right to you. You may not like it. I may not like it. But this is how I feel. So I have to be authentic with my emotion. That this is my current emotion. And three, I have to begin the repairing process of that emotion. So after I make the statement, and you may not like it, I may not like it, three, I have to start the repairing. Whether it's repairing the harm that I've created in relationships or the harm that I created within myself, I have to start to repair, because I can't move forward and I've left some brokenness behind me. And what that does is that's real strength, because I had the ability to tell myself I'm sorry, to tell others that I'm sorry. Now that gives me the ability to move forward, because you can't hold anything against me. The enemy can't hold anything against me, and I can move forward. And what others may say, hello, Demario, thank you for joining. And because what that does is that frees me from any gossip. It frees me from transgression, because what others may say, what others may do, I've already freed myself from it. I've said my goodbyes. I've said my apologies. So when others look at me and when others say, Fremont, how are you able to move forward? Sean, how are you able to move forward? Lawrence, how are you able to move forward? Because I've already said my apologies. I've already fixed what I needed to fix. So I'm able to progress effectively because I've already repaired what I needed to repair. That's strength. So one, I had to stop to breathe, because in that breathing, I was able to think. Because what you cannot do is you cannot think in chaos. And I always tell people, when I don't know what to do, I do nothing. So in the peaceful process, while I'm on the detour, I breathe. I bring it in. I breathe. In my personal life, I only have two accountability partners. I have my best friend, Doug, and I have my sister, Brandy. They're my only two. I don't have 10 people around me. That's bipolar. That's too many voices in my head. I have 2 accountability partners, my best friend Doug and my sister Brandy, because I know they love me enough to give me honesty, and they don't have jealousy or enviness in their heart towards me. So I trust their guidance when I need that. So when I breathe, 2, I make honest statements. So 2, I make the statements. Whatever the statement might be, it doesn't have to be politically correct. It doesn't have to be religiously correct. It's an honest, authentic statement. This is how I feel in this moment. Because I can't get free if I'm not honest. And hell, that's the problem a lot of people have had. They've said what they thought they had to say, or what other people have engaged what they've told them they had to say. And then 3, I repair the harm or the brokenness, whether it's internal within myself or whether it's external relationships that need to be repaired. Because I cannot have progressive movement if I had not built myself up to have the strength to tell myself and others that I'm sorry. And again, that has a 2-fold purpose. 1, it gives me strength. It gives me empowerment. And 2, it frees me. So when the gossip is taking place, because we know Negroes gonna gossip. If Negroes don't do nothing else good, they gossip. So when the gossip is taking place and the chattering is taking place, and when the calls come in and they say, girl, guess what they done said? Or man, you know they done said, I can't hear because I'm too busy in my vision. I'm too busy making my money. So I don't care what they said, because I've already repaired that. So if they did not receive it, I've done my part. It's just like I tell prophets, for the people that carry the office of the prophetic. You can tell a real prophet from an earthly prophet. Because a real prophet will deliver what God has said to the person, and whether the person receives it or not, we've done our part. Hell, I don't care if you get mad or not. Receive it, don't receive it. I've done my part. I'm not getting mad. Talk about they should have received what the Lord said. I don't know why they didn't hear what the Lord... A real prophet don't do all that. We drop the seed and move on. That's what you do when you repair the harm, the brokenness. I'm sorry. And when I say I'm sorry, there is no but. I'm sorry for what I said to you. But when you said what you know, that's not repairing. That's not repairing. Repairing is simply, I'm sorry for my part. I'm sorry for my part. That's it. There's no but. Because now what I'm doing is I'm not really repairing. I'm justifying for what I've done. No, I'm simply sorry for my part. That's it. Hello, Kiki. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. I'm simply sorry for my part, because I've given myself the vehicle to move forward. That's simply all I've done. So while the chattering is taking place, I'm making money. I'm building my vision. I'm healing in other areas. So I don't have time for the pettiness that's taking place behind me, because that is beneath me and it's behind me, and I leave it behind me. And the scripture says, whom the Son set free is what? Free. Hello, Beverly. How are you? Thank you for joining. Absolutely, Elliot. You would, wouldn't you? The scholar. Hello, Princess. How are you doing? Love you. The scripture says, whom the Son set free is free indeed. So it's just that simple. And when you move on, one thing, when I told one of my clients this, he told me, he said, Dr. Jesse, when you explained this to me the way you did, he said, even my outlook in who I was choosing for a partner changed. He said, people I was interested in prior to my detour route, I wasn't interested in those type of people any longer. And I told him, I said, because your intellect began to rise. When you're on a detour route and you begin to evolve, who you were attracted, the type that you were attracted to, this is for the single people, not you people that's committed, our attraction begins to change. So the conversation that was appealing to me previously is no longer appealing to me. And we all go through that. Like what was appealing to me yesterday. Some of you that are transforming, that are being redefined right now on this live, when you hang up, the person that you might have I'm not telling you that you are. So let me give that disclaimer. Some might start talking to the person you were talking to last week and may say, what did I find in this food that was attractive? Because as we evolve on our detour route, Elliot, the scholar, did you have a question? As we evolve on our detour route, our outlook begins to change in its totality, not just in pieces of our life, not just in compartments. In its totality, it begins to change. And so we begin to look at people and say, no, I'm not attracted to that. And it was so funny because someone asked me, they said, Jesse, do you think that maybe you're just asking too much of a partner? I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They don't have to be in the mental health field. They don't have to have a high credit score. The things that I ask for are basic. Integrity, be a leader, have ambition about yourself, desire to grow, be family oriented because I'm a father. Simple things such as that. I said, so no, I'm not one of those people to say, oh, you got to drive a BMW, you got to have a high credit score. No, absolutely not. But reality is that sometimes people get so used to broken people just accepting anything that when you come along and you have certain expectations, people don't know how to handle that. So watch how people handle the new redefined detoured you. So Elliot, Dr. Elliot, the scholar, question is, how can we, after the apology, meditate the voices from individuals in their pain of not accepting the apology and their desiring to stay in that place of pain? Hello, Terry. Thank you for joining. So again, I'm going to read this question so everyone can hear it. Again, Terry, love you. Thank you for joining. How can we, after the apology, meditate the voices from individuals and their pain of not accepting the apology and their desiring to stay in that place of pain? Number one, I realize that it's not my responsibility. That's number one. I have to tell myself, and because I am one that I care about people so much, and that may not be everyone, but I had to remind myself, because it's okay to talk to yourself. It's when you have multiple conversations with yourself and start talking to you and other people, that's where you need to come see me. But I had to remind myself that that's not my responsibility. That's number one. It's not my responsibility. And we're answering Elliot the scholar. And I call Elliot the scholar because he is so intelligent. And I just love him. You all just don't know. I don't think he knows. But one, I realize that it's not my responsibility. Two, I realize I have to keep going. That I have to make me a responsibility in this new hour. I have to make me a responsibility. Because so many times we put ourselves on the back burner, that it's difficult for us to make us a priority. Does that make sense to everyone? Whether it's with our children, our jobs, friendships, that when we sit around, sometimes, hell, when people ask us, well, what do you like to do? We have to think about it. Because if it's not with our friends or with our children or for work, it's like, well, what do I like to do by myself? Like, because me as a person, Jesse, not the father, not the therapist, not the speaker, me as a person, what do I love to do? So I have to, one, realize that's not my responsibility. Two, realize I'm a priority now. Wow. This door has opened and I'm a priority. Me, little old me. I'm a priority. Wow. Now, what do I desire to gain on this detoured route? If I start with those 2 steps, and I say just those 2 steps because I can keep going. I say those 2 steps. Hello, Marshall, how are you? Because 2 stands for the number of agreement. So if I start with those 2 steps, that's enough to keep me active. Hello, Johnson, how are you? Because reality is those 2 steps takes a lot of carrying of weights. Because again, when we think about it's not my responsibility, it's going to be more of a task than what you think. It sounds easy verbally. As I verbalize it, it sounds easy. But when you have made others such a God in your life, such an idol in your life for so long, and some of you might be saying, I ain't made nobody an idol. They ain't been that important in my life. Lies, lies, lies. Why do I say that? Because an idol can be anything or anyone that has controlled you. They have controlled your emotions, the way you think. So you could have been happy, had a good day. They've called you up on the phone. Now they done pissed you off. You idolized them because they've affected your emotion. Someone has done that to all of us. Hello, Andre, how are you? So by me realizing that that's not my responsibility, it's easier to verbalize than to internalize. Does that make sense? So by me verbalizing, so some of you might be saying, Dr. Jesse, only those 2 steps? Honey, you can give me more than that right now because those 2 steps ain't going to be nothing. Lies. Because we've idolized more people in our lives than we thought. Think about how many good days you've had, or how many days you woke up and said, oh, this is going to be a good day. Oh, yes. And you done put on your lettucey or your Fantasia. Yeah, because I love me some lettucey. You done put on your lettucey and you was ready, and then somebody done called you, and maybe they didn't piss you off, but you just finally, you had a down moment like, blah. Where did this come from? That's idolization. They've affected that feeling, that emotion. So many of us have done that. So that 1 step right there is going to take a lot. So again, verbalizing it is easy, but internalizing, navigating through that internal emotion takes more than what we think. And we're still working through it. So that's why I say it. And some of you that are going through a breakup, hello, Tony, hello, sis. And then I'm going to let you all go because I don't want to hold y'all. Because we done made this into a show. But look, but this is helping me too. But listen, some of you that are going through a breakup, let me tell you one of the remedies that you want to do. And y'all might think I'm crazy. But let me tell you, I did this when I went through my breakups. And honey, when I tell you it helps, it will save your soul. Get you a breakup song. Get you a song that will pull you through. And honey, you listen to that song, My God from Zion. Like, one time I broke up with a liar, and That food went through the community line. Hello, Leandra. How you doing, cousin? Love you. D, I'm going to get to your question in one moment. And at that time, Chrisette Michelle, Blame It On Me was out. Honey, I played that song and it made me happy every day. So when I would have started opening up a can of Whoop aspects, I was just happy, and folks was like, how are you? I said, because people that know my character won't believe those lies. But Chrisette is ministering to me in this moment. So I can't even get mad at that food. Hello, Marlo. Thank you for joining. Even my daughter, Brianna, she was nervous some days. Like, Dad, I'm nervous. Like, are you about to do something, Brianna? I promise I'm not about to beat that fool's ass. I'm just, because Chrisette Michelle brought me through that breakup. I was like, blame it on me. Listen, blame it on me. But when you know your character, I'm telling Brianna, Tony, listen, Leandra, Brianna was nervous. She's like, Dad, I'm nervous. You is just taking this too well. Cause look, Leandra, because you know, our family, look, you know. I was like, Brianna, I promise I'm not about to do nothing. At least I ain't fooling with you. But I was like, Brianna, I promise. You get you a good song to bring you on through. And think about what you're worth, what you deserve, and what you desire. My God. My God. Think about what you're worth. Come on, somebody. Think about what you're worth, what you deserve, and what you desire. And then you'll let that food go. And let the thought go. All right? D said, what's the benefit of verbalizing this to those who you realize you're idolizing if they don't understand this place you're coming from? D, the reason you verbalize it is if you made a mistake that you need to free yourself from. Because you can't move on effectively if you don't address your error. So it's a strength for you. We have to address our error, whether they receive it or not. If I hurt you, I hurt you. So, for example, if I did something to you, I have to address that. I have to admit, I hurt you. I had a part in it. I broke you. And so, D, for that, I apologize. And you could say, honey, Jesse, I ain't listening to nothing you say. Okay, but I did my part. So you can go on and lie and say, honey, Jesse he done went on trying to build this business and, starting this Redefine and him and Tony and them connecting and people come to me. Look, I did my part. That's just the point, is that I freed myself from it. And we have to detach ourselves from things and people. But I can't do that if I don't give myself the strength to do it. And we have to acknowledge our wrong. And that's a strength. It's a strength for me to acknowledge my wrong. And many people don't do that. But we have to do that. It's a detachment. It's a detachment and it's a strength. And we must do it. And people will not do it. And what it does is it shows a sense and a characteristic of arrogance. But I must acknowledge my wrong. If I've wronged you, I have to humble myself and express that to you. And I don't have to go out to eat with you. We don't got to go through no long text message, no long warning text message. I'm not doing all that. That's juvenile. I acknowledge it, I express it, and I move on. Whether you accept it or not is up to you. It's nothing long and drawn out. I've seen people go out to eat and go through these long social media battles. What do you have to do? Are you completely bored? Look, honey, I can give you some assignments. No. I'm going to handle it in a mature way, whether you do or not. Because I'm going to release myself from it. And then how you handle it from there is your business. But I'm not going to be juvenile in it. Does that make sense? I'm not going to be juvenile in it. But we have to, I can't move forward if I haven't closed the door. And I have to do that. And God honors that. God honors that. Does that make sense? God honors that. He honors that. He honors that. So I have to free myself, and no problem. We're here for each other. We all are a puzzle piece. And to my singles, after you free yourself, do not get a partner that's going to stifle your evolution. Don't do it. You're already on a detour route. You've acknowledged what you need to do. Do not get a partner that's going to set you back again. You're already in this new land of growth. You're already in this new land of growth. I'm telling you. Do we get lonely sometimes? Yes. Do we desire that person that we can have that heart to heart with? Yes. But we're already in this new land. I told someone today, I said, look, all we can do is wait patiently. And when we see them, we will know. It will be certain. That's it. But you're already in the new land. Don't get set back again. Whom the Son set free is free indeed. Paul said, be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Be not entangled again. Don't wrap yourself up again. Not to say we're not going to make mistakes, but don't wrap yourself up again. Let's learn from it, and we're all on a detour route. All right? I thank you all. I enjoy conversing with you all. I tagged the website. If you have not subscribed and became a part of our Redefining family, go to the website. At the top of the website, you will see a place where you can put your email address and subscribe. Please do so. You will not get spam. It will be newsletters. We have some awesome things that are taking place, from town hall meetings to group sessions for family units, for mothers, for fathers, and you want to be a part of what is taking place. And I love connecting with you all. I promise we do. Hello, Arthur. Thank you for joining. If you have not shared this live, share it, because it has blessed me. I hope it has blessed you. I loved you all. I love you all. Have a great Redefining Tuesday. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.